Here's a comparison between 3 different rifles. This one is a GHK M4, the recently released one. This one is Inokatsu 2011. And this one is my Colt LE 6920 California edition. You can tell because this has a bullet button. Okay, so first thing let's compare are the barrels. There's a Colt barrel. Here's the Inokatsu barrel. Let me show the marking. There's the marking. And there's the marking. So comparing these 3, it looks like this is a flatter black. This is, well, I'd say between gray and black. This is a little bit shinier, and this is like a flat gray. So, going around, let's compare receivers. All right. So, the Colt 6920. This is fairly sharp. That's it. It's fairly sharp. It's fairly precise right there. The Inokatsu, this is kind of round. You see the forging line right there. And the GHK is also round. But the Colt, this is actually pretty sharp. It's not, you're not going to cut anything, but the angle is just, I guess it's not rounded, or it feels like it's not rounded. Okay, so let's just compare selector length here. Actual Colt. Inokatsu, same length. And because I am using a real DPMS M16 selector, that is actual length as well too. Trademarks. Well, this is rolled. Colt defense. Those are engraved. Colt Manufacturing Company. And those are engraved. I will say that the GHK, these roll marks, look closer to these than the Inokatsus. Of course, this part is straight. That's straight. And that's straight. But this part is a little off right there. There's this, the Inokatsu. It's smooth, as with the 6920. All right, and you can tell the barrel is longer. Okay, so let's look inside and see what are the major differences. Let's strip this down to its bare. Okay. There we go. Set the upper aside. As you can see here, on the 6920, that it's not completely, it's walled off right here. And this is, of course, where the auto sear would have been. All right, let's go for the Inokatsu. Put them side by side. Inokatsu's on the bottom. You can see what the auto sear right here. There's the auto sear. 6920, no auto sear. The GFPA right here with a bolt catch, and the actual bolt catch. Completely different design, no GFPA of course. And let's look at the GHK. Wait a second with the GHK. So the Inokatsu on the bottom, 6920 on the upper. On the middle side right there, there's the 6920. And here's the GHK. As you can see, the full auto sear. Looking at the differences, hammer is definitely thicker on the 6920 than the GHK up here and an Inokatsu down here. So there's the hammer. Let me move this to the 90-degree position. So here's the hammer. Here's the hammer on 6920. Notice it doesn't have the sear catch right here, the auto sear catch. So this is a semi-only hammer. GHK right there. Here you could see the trigger sear, the hammer spring, and the trigger itself. The trigger sear, the trigger, and a hammer spring. Same thing with Inokatsus. First side, semi-auto safe. Famous forging lines. No forge line, sharper angles, and fire and safe with the bullet button. With an H-marked buffer. Don't know why they did this, but they did it. So look at the finish on the GHK and the real one. GHK. Real. GHK also has an H marked buffer, which stands for heavy. And I would compare the pistol grips, but they're all Colt, real Colt A2 pistol grips, especially on the real Colt 6920 and on my Indocaustic. They're all real A2 pistol grips, so they all are going to feel exactly the same. Alright, so let's look at the uppers. This is a real bolt carrier group. There's a gas tube. Star chamber, and you can see the dual feed ramps. Here's the Inokatsu. Inokatsu carrier, charge handle, and the BB feed ramp, with also a star chamber as well too. And the gas tube. Here's a GHK carrier. It's not full size, but they replicated that part right there. It's fake, but they did it. There's a C on the GHK, and there is no C there. Inokatsu is just one smooth carrier. And the GHK upper, little gas tube right there. The feed ramp and the star chamber. Okay, and that is my quick comparison. Quick little demo here. Function checking and just moving the selector around just to kind of feel the differences of these things that I just looked at. First, we'll move the selector switch. Now this is going to feel just like the real thing because it has a real selector spring, a real selector detent, as well as a real selector. So it's a really nice positive click to it. Let's do that again. Okay, this is the GHK. Here's the Inokatsu. It clicks okay. It's really, it feels like it's too easy to move after that one. But it certainly won't get out of place. Okay. There you go. All right, guess that's how it sounds like. And loading. And of course, 6920. This is a little bit stiffer. And the real carbine buffer spring, that's how it sounds. Testing for wobble, and not really. It's a little bit of receiver wobble, a little bit of play. Not bad. Hirokatsu or GHK. It's more solid than the real gun. Doesn't move at all. Hirokatsu, just like the GHK, does not move. And this is because I need to tighten my delta ring. Then it'll be as solid as the GHK as well too. Okay, and that is another overview of these guns, the real 6920 versus the airsoft counterparts. All right, thanks. Okay, last video guys, and this is the scale. So we're gonna weigh these guns. I know these guns, it varies in weight because of all the different various accessories, but we'll just see how far off they are, even with the accessories. So first up, let's do the GHK. The GHK has a CTR stock, primary arms sight with a riser, a replica KAC, backup iron sight, battle axe peg 15, and that's pretty much it. Weighs in about 6 pounds and 9.2 ounces. Here's the Hirokatsu. Okay, so the Hirokatsu has a soap mod, LMP soap mod Gen 2 stock, a replica ACOG 4x32, but it's just a red dot, Magpul VFC peg 15, DPMSI sling mount, and that's about it. Oh, and a KAC foregrip. Weighs in about 7 pounds, 13.6 ounces. Alright. Last but not least. Oh, by the way, they all have RASs, KAC RASs. Here we go. Okay. Here is the Colt 6920. Of course, the LE stock. It's rocking a EOTech 553, KAC backup iron sight, Surefire 552, or 951, I'm sorry, Surefire 951, KAC front sight, and we see that it weighs 8 pounds, 2.8 ounces. So they're within about a pound off each other, which could be accessories, different types of accessories. But looking this over, can you gauge the difference between an Hirokatsu and the real 6920 could be, this guy could be heavier than that guy. And this 553 could be heavier than that ACOG replica. So why don't we see what happens if I take off the 553. So one moment. course I'm going to take off the ACOG too. So without the EOTech 553, it's 7 pounds, 5.6 ounces. So it lost almost a pound. That ACOG was 1 pound. So let's do the same with the Inokatsu. I'm going to get rid of the ACOG replica. Lo and behold, it's still 7 pounds. So it's actually really, really close in weight. And the GHK is just way off. Okay, and that is a quick little update. Oh, and by the way, trigger pulls. It just feels, showing you the trigger pulls that each system has. Giving you my thoughts after I've pulled all 3 systems. It just really feels that the 6920 has a really short trigger pull compared to the rest. Okay, and I believe that's the last of everything I want to show you guys. Thanks for watching.